This is the third round for you guys. You and Senator Lucas going at it again. You know, you won round one, former senator. He won round two.
Right.
Some people might ask, why are you going up again? What is it about it that you feel like you need to get accomplished this time around?
Well, I just think that the senator's brand of politics is outdated and antiquated. He's been under the Gold Dome for 40 years, almost, right at 40 years. And it's a new day and time. You know, things aren't being carried out the same way. And I think that it's just time to add some new, fresh blood. I enjoyed it while I was there. Met a lot of good people that really want to do some good things for the state of Georgia, and I want to be the one that represents the people, not just a section of the people in District 26, but all of the people in District 26.
Now, you brought up your opponent, Mr. Lucas. Now, he has publicly accused you before of being in cohorts with Republican leaders and for rubber stamping that consolidation bill that you, quote unquote, he says didn't read. So what do you want to say to him? What do you want to say about that accusation going forward?
Well, you know, that's just his rhetoric to manipulate the constituents and to continue to manipulate their minds. You know, that brand of politics is so far gone. You know, it used to be a long time ago, the KKK did that kind of thing, you know, would try and use those type of fear tactics or say anything that would make people run for, you know, run for their lives. It's pretty much the same thing like Sarah Palin saying they're going to unplug grandma. You know, it's just a bunch of manipulation of the constituency, and it really needs to stop. I've been a Democrat all of my life, and until I ran against him and his cohorts, that's when it all started. That, you know, oh, now I'm a Republican because I'm running against them. They had nothing better in the bag, and so they're just using that type of manipulation to, you know, confuse the public.
Now, he and other Democratic leaders have also criticized you and some of your colleagues for signing off on that consolidation bill that many say you allowed nonpartisan elections into this county. What do you want to say in defense to that? How do you feel the consolidation bill worked out? Right,
well, I think that the consolidation bill was something that was coming anyway. It was. Whether we participated in it in 2012 or they waited until 2013, it was coming. So we took the opportunity, the other two representatives and I, took the opportunity to get some things into the bill that we thought would really be beneficial to the demographics of our county. The nonpartisan elections was not in the bill, definitely not in the bill. It came down to this, Ashley. The Republican delegation wanted a sheriff and nonpartisan elections. The Democrats, Representative Nikki Randall, James Beverly, and myself said, no, we want a police chief and we want partisan elections. That was the stalemate on this bill. And it came down to the Republicans said, okay, we'll tell you what, we'll let you all have nonpartisan elections, but we want the sheriff. We said, okay, we'll let you have the sheriff. We're going to have partisan elections in Bibb County because that's what most people wanted anyway. So that's how it all went down. For them to say that nonpartisan elections was in that bill is a flat-out lie. It's a flat-out lie. They know it. They've been using those talking points for the last 6 months to try and frame their campaign and their campaign against me.
So you feel confident that this bill was the right one for this area?
Certainly it has some problems. I mean, any type of big overhaul like what consolidation is, it's going to have some kinks in the beginning. All of the other counties and cities that have consolidated, surely they had some problems. But if you talk to people from Columbus and talk to people from Athens, they say it's the best thing that has happened to them. I'm not the kind of person that would want to hurt the people that have helped me so much in my community. Macon has been home to me. I mean, people have given me jobs, people have helped me, people have supported me, people have voted for me. do I really look like the kind of person that would sit back and try and stab those people in the back? That's not who I am.
Well, speaking of those people, you represent a lot of different types of people in this area, not
That's
just
true.
Macon and Bibb. So your district, if elected again, you would cover portions of Hancock, Washington, Twiggs County. Very different type of needs in those areas, specifically healthcare needs.
Right.
What's your plan for addressing, new types of healthcare to bring to those areas if elected?
Well, let me make one minor correction. It includes all of Hancock, all of Washington, all of Wilkinson, all of Twiggs, parts of Bibb, Jones, and Houston counties. Those rural areas are in desperate need of rural health care facilities. That was one thing that my opponent ran on in 2012, that he was going to get that done. He didn't get it done. Now he's saying that that the governor signed an executive order supporting his bill. That's not true. It's not true. That executive order states that rural hospitals that would not close. It didn't say they were opening up new ones. It said it will not close, and that in order for them to stay open, they can cut services to cut costs. That executive order, the governor is running for office, okay? That executive order is about saving money and not about saving lives. Please do the research. Fact check me. I implore you to.
All right, well, we will absolutely get on that right here at 41. But for you, if elected, there's still an issue. There's healthcare that's needed in those areas, those 6 other counties that you mentioned. Do you have a plan to bring more things? Do you have ideas that you want to bring out there?
Well, a broken clock is right at least twice a day. Only problem is you don't know when it's right if you don't have another clock to check it by. His bill to get rural healthcare facilities up in some of these rural counties. Twiggs County doesn't even have an ambulance service. Okay, Hancock County has to go 20, 30 minutes either way to get to a hospital. So certainly we have to take that issue back up. I wish that he would have started on it in 2012 like he said he was going to do, and maybe he would have gotten it through, but he waited until 2014 to get it through, and that was a problem. He put the people's business on the back order, on the back burner, and it didn't get done. So I'll be certainly taking up that, as well as working with local officials down there to find out what are some of the things that we can do to improve their access to health care. I don't know, Doc in a Box, there's got to be other things that we can do, and even partnering with Mercer, because Mercer does a lot of rural health care. I think that that's going to be something that we can certainly look into and talk with them. I'm good friends with the president there, and I think that in 2 years you can get it done. It just has to be a bill that is workable and that you can get to the committee.
And in terms of, switching out of healthcare for now, you were in office you had kind of a half term. You filled in, took over after Senator Brown. Now, what unfinished business do you feel like you left up there that you really want to dig your teeth into if you get elected again?
Well, I think education is really a big one for me. I think that our children are suffering. I think that we've got teachers that are on the front line that are doing a tremendous job with what they have to work with as far as, school supplies and schools and, the administration and everything. But I think our curriculum is somewhat faulty. And that's what's making it where teachers can't really do the job that they love to do, which is educate. They want to be bringing this group up. I don't know anybody that would do it if they didn't really love it, didn't have a passion for it. So I think looking at the curriculum and giving it some type of overhaul or some type of assistance, I certainly would need the teachers to confer with as to what suggestions they would have to make it better. But it's just, I think the curriculum is just a bad deal for everybody involved.
Well, going off of that, how do you feel about the Common Core? Do you think it's something Georgia needs to keep in place or get rid of?
Well, Common Core certainly has its problems, and maybe it is that we can just build off of what's good about it and then, look at what's wrong with it and just try to get those things out of it.
And going back to Bibb County, which is covers a good portion, you have a lot of people in this district that are from Bibb County. What's a big need in this area that you'd like to see addressed? I mean, we saw consolidation happen when you were in office last time. Going forward, is there another big need that you feel like this county has?
Well, everywhere is jobs. People need jobs so that they can provide the type of living, quality of life for their family, so that they're not working 3 and 4 jobs just to make ends meet, leaving the kids at home by themselves, to kind of fend for themselves. If you can't pay the bills, then you won't have a house to live in. So jobs is a big thing. We've got to get ourselves in a position where we're attractive to industry, attractive to companies that are looking to land somewhere and start to promote ourselves, and as well as market ourselves to the rest of the state and the rest of the country.
Any specific ideas that you'd like to bring to the table for marketing or making the area more attractive?
Well, I think one of the things consolidation has done for us, and that was very key with consolidation. I know that when companies are looking at areas to go to, first thing they do is look at location. When they look at Macon, we've got everything. As everybody's always said, we've got land, we've got rail, we've got water, we've got interstates coming, going east, west, north, and south. But the next thing they do is they Google your local and state politics. And when they looked at how badly our politicians behaved, amongst themselves and with the administration, they would pass us by. There was one time when I was on council, a company was looking at Macon and Bibb County to come and put their business in, and we got bypassed for Cordele. Cordele got the jobs. Now, when a city that is that small is eating your lunch, you got a problem, and you got to fix it. And so I think consolidation was a big piece of that, and I'm still today proud of that legislation. It's something that was talked about for decades. Legislators previously had tried to do it, couldn't get it out of delegation. We not only got it out of delegation with all 7 signatures, we got it through both houses, both chambers, brought it to the people, and they passed it as well. So I think it's good for all of us. It unites us and instead of divides us, and I'm very proud of that.